What's up, and welcome back to the Fantasy Football Channel. We are the Schluter Bros, and tonight we're headed to SoFi Stadium, talk Chargers. Adam, let's hear it. Give me your best bolt up.
Bolt up?
Bolt up. How you doing?
Doing wonderful, man. How you doing?
I am doing wonderful.
Feels like we just did this. I'm having some deja vu here.
Did we just do one of these?
Yesterday?
I don't. Was it yesterday?
Playoffs? But it was pretty close. It was pretty close out there. Alrighty, folks. The Chargers. We are back. We're going to break them down. We're going to bring back our fun segment. Guess that ADP. Kyle did a little bit better than me last time, so I got to show him up to just a little bit.
Last time.
Just a wee bit.
I got like 100 ADP points just sitting in my ADP bank right now.
Jesus, your ADP bank. That's the first time that's ever been said. Alrighty, we're going to touch on some news a tiny bit. We're going to break down these Chargers, and most importantly, we're going to break down all of their fantasy relevant players, finishing with coaching and O-line breakdown. Without further ado, Kyle, we're playing Guess That ADP. Let's get into it. I'm going first to you.
Okay. So you're going to tell me a player and I'm going to guess? Okay.
Quarterback, Baker Mayfield.
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know.
I had to spice this up on you. I gave you cupcakes last time. Not today. Today.
I am also much lower on him than the consensus this year. That's probably one of the largest gaps I have is as a major regression for him. So I'll say
another reason why I picked it.
We will say 45.
Do you even have a podcast? My God, dude. 74.
Oh, I thought you were doing top 50.
Remember, I don't have to go in order.
You liar.
I do not have to go in order.
We have one son of a gun.
We have one from each. Folks, we have one from 0 to 50, 50 to 100, and 100 to 150.
I thought you were going in order. All right. No worries.
Hell no. No.
Okay. Next.
Cheating son of a...
Well, I'm definitely not going in order for you then.
Well, perfect.
What you got? I mean, either way, wherever it is, it's too high. So,
all right, fair enough. Next, Dallas Goedert. Tight end, since you look a little confused over there.
140.
It's not bad, but still a pretty big gap. That's 125. My bank is growing. My piggy is wagging his tail. It's getting bigger.
I still got my ADP points from last time, so my ADP bank.
This is a new game. It's a new day. All right, last
15. 15's not bad. I feel like a booger at 15. Okay, next one.
We got Joe Mixon.
Oh,
this should be easy for you. We just did him kind of recently. We did, 3 episodes ago.
He's got to be somewhere around 45.
That one's pretty good. He's at 46.
46, yeah. Yep.
I don't know the total on those numbers, but we'll have to run that back. But I got some room.
It's better than what you're going to get. That's for sure.
Maybe. That may be
true. Ready? You ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. This is a layup. This is a layup for you. Your boy, Judy.
Gosh.
You're so high on him. How do you not know this?
65.
Oh, you're close. 72 is what I have.
Dang it. I was going to say 70.
Okay. Next up is Kittle. Kittle.
You got a tight end on me, too. That's smart. Those are much harder to configure.
Kittle.
He's got to be top 50. He's got to be, we're going to say 42.
Well, that was really good. He's 41. So you basically, yes, you got that one.
Let's go.
All right, last one. Kyle Pitts.
Oh, that is, I'm going to say 135.
I actually didn't write that one down.
Hang on a second. I saw that one recently, and I know that's close. You just got smoked.
138.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. Man, you won that one. You won that one.
We didn't. We just win. We smoked you.
Oh, get out of here.
We're going to have a tiebreaker on one of the last episodes.
We'll do a tiebreaker.
I feel good. My energy's high now. That feels great.
You know, it's late for me. I don't do as well.
No excuses. I'm very no excuses.
All right. Let's talk some drama. Najee, quote unquote, getting better and walking laps as part of rehab per Jim Harbaugh. So good news. Najee's out there walking laps.
Did he have an
No,
iPad, John?
I don't know. No timeline for his return. What else you got?
That's all we got today.
Nothing on Micah Parsons. Nothing on Scary Terry.
I don't want to keep saying the same song and dance. They gotta give us some more action. We're doing these so often now. There's not only so much going on.
Okay,
Can't
let's
even
get
talk
into
about
the
the
Chargers.
Buccaneers cream colored jerseys.
How
All
did
right.
how did Chargers do last year?
Well, you know what? They had a pretty phenomenal year. 11-6, second in the AFC West. However, they were bushwhacked by the Houston Texans in the AFC wildcard game. They lost 32-12. That one brings back some serious pain and misery for me because I lost a lot of money on that game, including my wife and house. No, I'm just kidding. As I digress, the total offense for them, 20th overall, 324 yards per game, 40 touchdowns. Rushing rank, 17th, 110 rushing yards per game, 17 touchdowns. Pass rank, 19th, 213 passing yards per game, 23 passing touchdowns. Vegas win-loss projection is another 9.5. My brother Kyle, where are you going on that?
Oh, I'm taking the wins.
So you're going over?
Over. Taking the over. Yep.
What's an exact number? I need to hear it.
Well, so I'll say something juicy. I will say
juicy
14, and they win the division.
Oh my God. Kansas City fans, if you're hearing this, you are laughing your tail ends off right now. However, I like the bold prediction, and I like it a lot.
It's got to happen at some point. So let's make a case for this year.
Their strength of schedule, I'll also take the over. I ain't giving them no 14 in that division, though, because it's any Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, any one of them could take it. 15th easiest schedule. It's time. It is time.
You ready?
I'm always ready.
Let's talk about the fantasy football players. QB, Justin Herbert finished as quarterback 11. ESPN's currently got him projected at quarterback 11.
Look at that.
Current ADP is 112. He threw for 3,800 yards, 23 touchdowns last year, only 3 interceptions.
3?
I had to double check that. He only threw for 3 interceptions last year.
I hope he didn't use AI to double check that.
He actually had another 300 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's like more than nothing, I would say.
I like that analogy.
I would not call him a running quarterback, but it's more than most of the other quarterbacks out there.
Yeah, we'll say, mediocre territory. If you're getting 400, that's getting pretty solid, so he's close.
Yeah, he can get wheels up a little bit here and there.
Oh, absolutely.
ESPN's got him projected this year for 4,200 yards, 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and a similar performance on the ground. They have met the exact same points on the season as he had last year. So I'm actually bullish on him this year. I think he's going to outperform this. I have him at QB 9 or 10.
Oh, wow. I like that. Why are you so bullish on him?
I like the coaching staff. I like the ability to run the ball consistently, be a more disciplined offense. And I like all of the playmakers around him enough. And I just think he's good enough. And I see progression here for him, is what I see.
I like it. And you saw that 300 rushing yards, and you're like, he's cracking the top 10. Here we go.
All of a sudden, he's a running quarterback, just like that.
Mike Vick and good old fashioned. Love that. All right. Herbert throws a beautiful ball and he has beautiful hair. So 2 wins right there. What I like even more is that this year, more than anything, he has the best weapons he's ever had to throw to and the most quantity of them, like you just said. He only threw 3 picks last year, like you just said, which blows my mind. That's like peak Aaron Rodgers right there. And I think this year he will absolutely throw for at least 4,000 yards due to all the weapons around him. The only knock is how this is a run-first offense, but that does help set up the pass and play action, so I don't hate it. Herbert, my man, let the ball and your hair fly this year and have some fun out there.
Gotcha. So where do you have him as quarterback projection?
I put him right at 10, so 1 up above where he is. But with his weapons, I could see him going, 8 or 9, like you said, or I can see him being drafted at 8 or 9, like you said. The guys just in front of him. Well, I like him more than Brock Purdy, who's in front of him on ESPN. Kyler Murray, I also like him before him, even though he's got more rushing upside. And then Bo Nix, that's a flip a coin right there. So he could be at 8. he could absolutely be at 8.
Right now, I have Kyler, Nix, Herbert, Stroud, Love, Fields in that territory.
Oh, you got a lot of love on Love. Okay,
Yeah, that
that'll
puts
work.
Love at currently 11.
That will work. Are you good on him? Because I
I
want
mean,
to.
I mean, are you happy with him as your quarterback? 1-on-1 quarterback leads.
Yeah, because
Okay.
that means you got him at a good value, and
And
it means that you are loaded up with depth at running back and wide receiver, which is what you need to do in a one quarterback league. So yeah, and then obviously get a close second, get a top 15 guy behind him, just in case he gets a little roughed up out there, just in case Harbaugh is like, we're going to run the ball 40 times a game to our rookie. If that happens, get someone behind him just in case.
Okay, I'm in a similar camp as that. Where I see the touchdown upside is another year with Cuge, even though he's been a bit of a different disappointment for his draft. He still had 8 touchdowns last year. And another year with McConkey and bringing back Keenan Allen. I see Keenan Allen as the big touchdown threat. And I just see if there's progression with everybody else in this receiving room, I see a 30 touchdown season for him.
Okay. Well, since you said it, we're moving on. We're moving on to Diva time, and I want to lead us off here with Lad McConkey, finished as Diva 11, ESPN projection standard at wide receiver 14, ADP around 25. 3 guys going in front of him right now, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, and Higgins going before him in standard. Those guys are old and need to take a seat because Lad and his sophomore campaign is going to best all 3 of those guys with a fat margin. Why? In the last 7 weeks of the season, his yards were 123, 83, 117, 58, 87, 94, and 95. He is getting up almost an average of 100 yards per game in the last 7 weeks of the season. That is phenomenal. Get him in front of those old farts and thank me later.
Okay, so you're betting on the young lad.
Oh, absolutely. That's well said right there. I didn't know you could be this clever after 6 o'clock.
He's questionable. Do you know what he's questionable for right now?
I actually don't, but I could find that out. But I'm not worried about it. He's got 4 weeks.
If you can take a minute to find that, I'll start us off with Keenan Allen. We're obviously high on McConkey. He's in the 11 to 15 diva range for me. I got no problem with him anywhere in there. If you want to take him above those old guys, I see it. I see the upside. Keenan Allen, I just think there's going to be a lot of other guys scoring touchdowns, but in PPR, I definitely give this guy the tilt compared to those guys. Next up, we got Keenan Allen. Last year, he finished as wide receiver 37 in Chicago, currently being projected as wide receiver 50. ADP is left for dead at 176. I mean, I don't know how caught up that is with the fact that he just signed. Last year, he still had 120 targets, 70 grabs, 750 yards, 7 touchdowns. I think that will come down, the targets for sure, but I can honestly still see him as 7 touchdowns this year. So that's kind of where I would see it. And
why do you think the targets will come down? Because Keenan's there?
Yeah, I think, and he's a little older. I mean, I honestly wouldn't even project him to play an entire season. I think there'll be a few games he's off with something. That's kind of
hamstring for sure. That's his thing.
His MO, right?
Yeah.
And I just think they'll be able to run the ball pretty well. And I think Huge and Ladd are still going to score. And I think the 2 tight ends will still be annoying for touchdowns. So I can't give him much more than that, but I still think he's going to be a great red zone threat for this offense. And that's where I see his upside.
Okay, that's fair. Lad McConkey
didn't.
Well, real quick, Lad McConkey did not take part in Thursday practice, undisclosed. He's recovering from a minor injury right now. The team is comfortable with taking it easy, and they have said nothing about what it is, which
I
is
really
weird.
hope he wasn't hanging out with Najee.
Oh boy, 2 Pirates on one team. We're gonna have to change the team name. Nope. All right.
Thoughts on Keenan?
I'll tell you my thoughts on Keenan Allen. He's 33 years old. There's so many young studs on this offense now. Keenan Allen was a fantasy stud, and I love him. He's a great route runner. He's got great speed. But for fantasy purposes, I am done with him. And that's really the bottom line, because the only reason I say that is there's so many other young weapons on this offense now. If you didn't have Tre Harris, if you didn't have Ladd, totally different story. But you do. And those guys are going to get more volume. They're going to get more production. And again, this is no disrespect to Keenan Allen, but your time is up, buddy. And I hope you focus on being a leader for these young receivers, especially Tre Harris, because that's what he needs. And I think more than anything, that's why they brought him back. But he will help the team. He will move the chains, and he will have some good games. Don't get me wrong. He's going to have some fantasy relevant games. He's just not going to have a fantasy relevant season.
Okay, so I'm weirdly a little more bullish on him than you. He is
You are.
33 years old. I
That's
don't
old,
think
man.
he'll be playing, a full season for sure. But I do think there will be weeks when he falls into the end zone. I just think it's going to be very hard to predict. Is how I look at that. But I see him being on a deeper league, a flexible guy when appropriate.
Cool. Cool. We're going on.
Okay, why
I'm
don't you talk about Tre Harris? Do you still think, how was your bold prediction about Tre Harris having a 1,000-yard season now?
Keenan Allen hurt that. He
Yeah.
hurt that a lot. That may come back to bite me. I no longer say it's a guarantee like I once have, but I still like him for at least 800. I still like him a lot. Okay. Tre Harris is projected wide receiver 67, ADP 132. Even with Keenan Allen on the roster, I like Tre Harris way more than Keenan Allen and way more than your boy Quentin Johnston. In college, Tre Harris had over 900 yards each of his last 3 seasons. He's tall, he's fast, 4.48 speed, and insane 5.2 yards per route ran last year, which is a yard higher than anyone else in that wide receiver class. He will be a weapon to last for Herbert in this offense. I've been saying it, and I'm keep saying it. Dude is a steal in this year's drafts. And for those that don't know, yards per route ran represents the average number of yards that a player makes every time they run a route, and it reflects the player's ability to create separation from the defenders, their ability to catch the ball in space, and overall efficiency as a pass catcher. At least that is what the internet tells me.
Okay. All right, you're high enough on him. I see some shots in deeper leagues. That's about it for me. Huge. Quentin Johnston finished as wide receiver 37 last year. Current projection is
Trash.
wide receiver 80. I'm just saying, I think this is the biggest gap that we've seen from last year's finish to this year's projection. ADP 183, if I didn't say that. Last year, he had 8 touchdowns. He had 90 targets, 55 grabs, 700 yards, 8 touchdowns. Like, he is still an athletic beast. He was a first-round pick. Do I see some progression in touchdowns? It's possible. Could he get 8 again and repeat? Yes. Is there a world where he gets 1,000 yards? I think now with Keenan Allen, that's not as likely. Before Keenan Allen, I think that was a possibility. Now I'm a little lower. Unfortunately, I think you have to be lower on everyone that's not named Lad McConkey now due to this signing. But it does give me a boost for Herbert. That's how I feel about it.
Well, I bit my tongue for a reason. I don't love to disrespect players, but I'm going to disrespect this one. The dude sucks, and there's a reason he's projected wide receiver 80th overall after finishing 37th, because last year he had 7 drops. The year before that, he had 3. Last year, he had 7 drops, which means he dropped the ball 13% of the time out of his 55 catches. That is terrible. He shouldn't even be on an NFL field at that catch rate. That is disgusting and disturbing. There are so many other better receivers on this offense. He is going to fade away from existence. And I know he was a first-round pick a little bit ago, but, man, you got to catch the football if you want to play in the NFL, and this guy doesn't do it.
So this is his 3rd season. So this is one of the great debates about rookies coming in, obviously a high draft capital rookie, such as Tre Harris. He was even drafted higher than Tre Harris, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's had some success, some inconsistency in the NFL. So how are you looking at that here? Because I see this guy has been able to score 8 touchdowns in the NFL. And yes, it hasn't all been pretty, but I would like to think in his 3rd NFL season, not college, he gets even better versus a rookie coming in and making that initial big jump from college to the NFL.
7 drops on 55 catches is not pretty. It's disgusting and disturbing, first off. Second off, people that get picked early fall off a cliff all the time. Tre Harris is going to blow this guy's career out of the water, and it's not even going to be a comparison. That's just how it is. You can't drop the ball 10 times over 2 years and 7 times in 1 year and expect to be, NFL relevant wide receiver, especially now that there's a ton of competition in this wide receiver locker room, which there is.
Well, Gabe Davis has done it for years. So I think Huge has a little more runway than this.
Is Gabe Davis on an NFL team right now?
Nope, not right now.
And he was dropped after getting paid a handsome paycheck, which tells you everything you need to know.
It was right after we did the show when we were hating on him. He got dropped.
The GM
was listening to our show. That's how he's making his player moves.
The 50 people that watch us, they relayed the message.
He's one of them. I'm telling you. No, I'm just kidding. All
I'll
right.
even go.
So you are just very down on Hughes, leaving him for dead.
I'm upset.
I'd like to see it. I still think this guy has a chance at having a year three bump and a chance to drastically outperform his ADP and projections. But I do want to see, the involvement with Tre Harris. And I think it could be a tale of two halves, right? The first half of the season, this guy could be on the field most of the time, and then Tre Harris could come on later. That could be one thing.
If
Although
Johnston drops the ball early, which he's been known to do, if I was the coach, I would pull him from the game and I would put in all these other young studs that they have, which is what they're going to do. He is on thin ice and he can't catch the football consistently. So see you later.
Okay. All right. I still think he's a very talented guy, and I think he's got a shot to outperform his
Athletically,
ADP.
he is
but
very
we'll
talented.
agree to disagree here. I think he can catch,
That's what it's all
although
about.
it has been a little painful. But I
Again,
think this is where you have the chance to buy him for nothing.
a little
So
painful.
it really
is like,
doesn't cost you anything.
do you know this guy? Are you friends with him or something? I don't know
We
what's going
are
on here.
friends. We hung out last weekend. We rode jet skis together.
Oh,
All right.
fun.
Anything
Thanks
else
for
on the
invite.
receivers in this room?
That's plenty. Rookie wide receiver, Kendry Lambert-Smith. He's on the team. He was drafted.
Trey Palmer.
He'll be better than Quentin Johnston.
Joshua Palmer was also there last year. He was productive in the offense. Is no longer there.
He gone.
Tight ends. Also, they shipped off Smart as a tight end and got Tyler Conklin. Currently finished last year as 22 with the Jets, projected as tight end 34. And then they also have Will Dissly, projected as tight end 40, who was there last year. What do you make of this tight end room?
I make of it that it's crowded, and I like the receivers' abilities so much better, and it's a run-heavy first offense where I do not like these tight ends a lot. Tyler Conklin did do decent last year with Aaron Rodgers. He got some looks. He got some targets. He got a couple of 4 touchdowns. But within this crowded now wide receiver room and in a run-heavy first offense with a wonderful rookie running back, I think the tight ends are going to be very unrelevant this year.
Okay. That's how ESPN has it. I really don't see enough skill from these guys in the receiving game to be relevant either, especially with both of them there. I think they'll be good for the offense. They can catch and they can block, and I think that's what Jim Harbaugh wants. And then he's got his divas on the outside for the playmaking ability, and he's got some good running backs. Speaking of good running backs,
very good.
high draft capital rookie Omarion Hampton. He is on fire right now with his projections in ADP drastically shooting up the boards, while Najee is dropping like a rock. Hampton, he has jumped up to RB13 by ESPN and an ADP of 35 overall. Projected for 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, another 300 through the air, and 2 receiving touchdowns. Najee finished as RB20 in Pittsburgh last year. He is a new addition to the team. Currently projected RB48, ADP around 100, and like I said, dropping like a rock. He was an 1,000-yard rusher last year in Pittsburgh with 6 touchdowns. They got him down to 500 yards and 5 touchdowns projected this year. There's the lay of the land for this backfield. Adam, why don't you jump in with your thoughts?
With him jumping so high up in the rankings tells me that ESPN knows something we don't about Najee Harris's eye injury. The guys that are now going after Omarion Hampton include Ken Walker, Chase Brown, Chuba Hubbard, and James Conner, Kamara Mixon. But those first 3 I mentioned, Chase Brown, Hubbard, and Conner, and Walker, first 4, I would take those in front of him. But again, this tells me that ESPN knows something about Najee's eye injury because this is a great running offense with a run-heavy first coach, and they're going to run the ball a lot. So if something is truly wrong with Najee, this makes sense. But again, ESPN has a lot more money than we do. They might know something that we do not.
Yeah, I liked it until I saw this bump up, and now it's like, all right, well, now I think this just became a little too overpriced for me. But it is a fun, spicy pick. He is a rookie and a good running offense, good offensive line. You want it. But you also don't know how annoying will Najee be, and you don't know that injury. And you think ESPN knows something that we don't.
I mean, yeah, they clearly do. That's why they're skyrocketing through the rankings. Najee, I'm not so worried about. I know he used to be relevant years ago, but other than that, I've seen him run for 3.5 yards per carry with the Steelers in their down years. I know it was probably higher than that, but nonetheless, you get the point. It was painful to watch. I had him one year.
Last year he had 1,000 yards and averaged 4 yards a carry and 6 touchdowns in
Yeah, 4 yards
Pittsburgh.
even isn't that special. Nothing to brag about, that's for sure. He will have a better offensive line on this team. I haven't talked about Omarion yet. This dude's a really good running back. He's an absolute freak. Impressive 40, impressive yards after contact. This guy is a really good running back, and that's why he's climbing. But like I said, how fast he's climbing and by how much, RB13 in front of some of these other proven, middle-aged guys, that tells me something's wrong with Najee. Something big.
So
like the dude can't see out of one of his eyes or something like that.
Where they went too far for me is when they put him ahead of Chase Brown. I'm very high.
I knew that was going to tickle you. Oh yeah,
I knew it was going to tickle you. This stove is too hot. I'm gonna get burnt here. That's how I look at it. But it is a spicy, fun, sexy pick. Now I think it's just shot up too much for me. But who knows? Maybe in some leagues you'll still be able to get him at a decent price and you'll be very happy with it. Or he completely outperforms and Najee Harris is done in the NFL. Those are the outcomes.
Yeah, let's look at the top end of that outcome. Say Najee is done or is questionable or doesn't, can't play, or even if he plays questionably. And this is a wonderful offensive line with a wonderful running attack in which and Dobbins did wonderful in last year. He does have if all that goes in his favor, he does have the ability to be a top 10 running back. So I think that's what people are thinking about. I think that's what's going on here. And, it's hard to turn your nose away from a young cat that wants to prove himself in a great rushing offense. And, unlike other rushing offense first teams, you got to worry about Herbert and all these weapons now more than ever before because they have a lot of them and Herbert's going to be ready to make them regret some decisions if they put too many in the box.
Okay.
Anything
else you want to talk about on these RBs?
Nah, I would love a real update on what's actually going on with Najee Harris, but the fact that we don't have one is interesting.
Sure. Well, he's
timeline.
He's walking laps with Jim Harbaugh.
Does he have a stick? Does he have a stick in his hand? I mean, we don't know what's going on with that. I mean, maybe ESPN has reporters there, and that's why they're like, dude, this guy can't even see.
So is Najee off the board for you now then, or what?
Najee was off the board for me when it was 2 or 3 years ago when he averaged less than 4 yards per game and absolutely pissed me off when I drafted him too early.
I know what's going on here. A little salt in that wound. I remember this story.
It's not salt. It's just a great memory.
Oh yeah. He burned you pretty bad that one year. That's right. I remember.
He did.
Now.
My team was absolutely terrible, and I was pissed.
Oh, gotcha. So it's an emotional thing for you. That's why you're out on him with Najee this year.
Not emotional. I'd say logical.
Okay. Does any of the other guys, Kamani Vidal comes to mind, have any value for you?
No. I mean, if Najee doesn't play another snap of his NFL career, then maybe, because how much they run the ball. So then maybe, but that's getting pretty in front of ourselves. I don't wish anything wrong with Najee, but this is the sketchiest situation we've seen in a while.
Okay. Well, let's move on. Coaching.
Please.
We all know Jim Harbaugh. He came in here, complete culture change. He's emphasizing tough in the trenches, physical, run heavy first. And honestly, I think good development with quarterbacks, including Justin Herbert. And I'm expecting a bump for him this year. You think about the guys he's had and worked with, Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick. I think he did very well coaching them. And I think it's going to continue this year, and it's going to be even better. Last year we double-checked. Herbert threw 3 interceptions. Only 3. That's shocking to me. But we do know this is going to run the ball first. It's going to be a run-heavy offense. But I do think it's going to open up play action, and I think there's going to be enough to go around. I think this is going to be a great team and a fun one to watch this year. Phenomenal division. Some of these division games with the Chargers are really fun games to watch.
Adam, it really is.
Offensive line, what do you got? Break it down.
Harbaugh is so fun to watch being back in the NFL
he himself
here.
Is, yes.
He's catching balls from his quarterbacks. He's got wide receiver gloves on out there. It's just like, man, I love that. He's got that little kid soul within him, but what a stud. The offensive line before last season was ranked at 11, finished at rank 10. Left to right, we got Rashawn Slater, Bradley Bozeman, Zion Johnson, Mekhi Becton, and a wonderful right tackle in Joe Alt. We got a news update real quick here for you just today. Their phenomenal Pro Bowl left tackle, Rashawn Slater, was carted off the practice field with a leg injury. That is disturbing. I do not love that for any pieces on this offense, and especially not for Rashawn. I hope that is minor. I hope that is nothing. I hope that is precautionary. If that is real and season ending, that's a huge issue within this team because their left and right tackle last year and Rashawn and Joe Alt was the anchors of this offensive line. Those two guys are phenomenal. Joe Alt got screwed out of a Pro Bowl bid or an All-Pro bid because that dude is awesome. They shuffled some things around in the interior because they have a new face on this offensive line in McKee Becton, who's fresh off a Super Bowl victory with the Philadelphia Eagles, and he's the new face on the squad. More importantly than anything, though, Jim Harbaugh knows how to run a successful offensive line, and he will do that, and that's what this team will do. They will run the football behind a great offensive line, and there's no question mark within that outside of, obviously, that scary update I just said about their left tackle.
Okay. So we're projecting it to be a top 10 offensive line.
Absolutely. If Rashawn Slater is there, yes. If Rashawn Slater is not there, it is not a top 10 offensive line. He is the best offensive lineman on that team.
Okay. I'll run through some moves here just so we're all on the same page. Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins are out. Dobbins signed with Denver, and Gus is free. Keenan Allen has re-signed to join Herbert here for another year, 1 year. Najee Harris signed, came over from Pittsburgh and is currently injured. Tyler Conklin, tight end, came over. And then also they signed Trey Lance as a backup quarterback.
How about that?
I mean, did you watch the Hall of Fame game?
I did not watch all of it.
That was the best I have ever seen him look in any NFL scene.
Really? I didn't think it was that good. Didn't they get destroyed, or was it the other way around?
No, they won.
Oh, okay. The Lions.
They whooped up on the Lions. Yep.
Yep, that's right. Well, good for Trey Lance. Get anybody out of Dallas, and sky's the limit.
I mean, I'm not saying anything happens to Herbert. I wish him obviously the best of health, but I do have Trey Lance on my dynasty squad.
I knew there was an angle here.
That's a deep one. That's a deep one.
How long have you been holding on to that? How many years is that?
Draft picks. Why don't you run down draft picks?
You don't know, or you just don't want to answer me?
I just choose not to answer.
That'll happen, folks. As we know, Omarion Hampton went first. Real quick, 6 foot tall, 220 pounds, 4'4", 640. You don't get much better than that. That's a blend of power and quickness, which is why he is skyrocketing up the board, apparently. Tre Harris, already discussed him. He went number 2. I love him. I'm riding him all year long. They went D-tackle, edge rusher, someone we didn't talk about, Keandre Lambert-Smith, another wide receiver they picked in the 5th round, who I like out of Penn State. The dude has a 4.3 740 and will definitely have a better career than Kyle's Quentin, if you will.
Cuge. I also like Cuge, that nickname. I like that nickname. That's fun.
Yeah, did you make that, or is that a real thing? Or
that's a real thing.
Are you sure? I've never heard that.
When we were riding jet skis last week, he told me I could call him that.
That makes sense.
He prefers it, actually.
Well, if he can't make a weekend, let me know. I'd love to get on a jet ski. Outside of that, they went Arunde Godsend II out of Syracuse. Offensive tackle Branson Taylor. Safety in the 6th and 7th. That's about all I'm going to say on the draft picks.
Okay. What's your final fantasy thoughts for the Chargers in 2025?
I think they have this set up, outside of their left tackle injury, they have this set up to be one of the best years they've had in a long time. I don't think I ever remember the Chargers ever having a playoff run. And this could be a year where that changes, and I hope it does for Herbert's sake and some of these weapons and Keenan Allen's sake. Hampton's too rich for my blood, as you like to say. But get Tre Harris on your team. Outside of that, folks, we have 4 episodes left before we start our wonderful Schluter rankings. We have Lions, Chiefs, Ravens, and Eagles to finish. It's going to be a good finish here, folks.
All right. Thank you for tuning in on the Fantasy Football Channel. We will catch you guys in the next one.